Hi guys, welcome to another analysis, and tonight we'll be talking about the Arsenal, Mikel Arteta's team visiting Old Trafford, and we've seen a very entertaining game. Watch a very entertaining game, and then you know, uh, really a game that anyone would have enjoyed if you watched the games. Like as you guys know, the game ended in a 3-1 victory for Ten Hag's squad with two goals of Marcus Rashford and a debut goal for Antony. So let's get without wasting time. I will have a look at the starting lineups of the teams as usual. It's like Ten Hag didn't make any big changes. The only one that has been dropped off the starting 11 was one Antony came for another Antony. Antony along has been dropped off for the Brazilian uh, new signing. Their Brazilian new signing, uh, Antony from who came from Ajax before the end of the summer window. So Man United started with De Gea, Dalot, Rafael Varane with Martinez and Tyrell Malacia. You had McTominay and Eric Ten Hag. Eriksen. I'm sorry. And the three were Antony, Bruno Fernandes, and Jadon Sancho, and you had Marcus Rashford up front. On the other side for Arsenal, so that was the winning squad. Miguel Arteta came with his winning squad. I think except Lokonga that's been in today. You had Ramsdale in goals, Zinchenko on the left, Gabriel and William Saliba, Ben White on the right side. You got Lokonga and Xhaka as pivots, and in head he had Gabriel Martinelli and Odegaard and Bukayo Saka in front as usual. The Brazilian man, their top scorer, Gabriel Jesus. I think like overalls, the game started very intensive and with a higher possession of Arsenal. If we're being very fast, like Arsenal had like a very good control over the ball. Uh, they were making the right movements, like the passes were perfect, but in that finishing, something wasn't right. And for their main man, Jesus today, I think he has been a bit he's been in a tough situations where he was constantly being physically uh, overstepped by Rafael Varane, and as you guys already know, it's like Martinez is probably one of the most physical defenders so far in the Premier League. So, which made it very difficult for Jesus to shine. So anyway, I think at the 22nd minute we had like a first goal of an opener for Arsenal by Gabriel Martinelli, who I think is so far Arsenal's best player this season. Even if that might be like debated at some point, maybe some people would say Bukayo Saka, but Martinelli is doing a fantastic season, and he had a goal disallowed because there was a supposed foul in the build-up on Ericsson by Martin Odegaard, and the VAR finally ruled out that goal. That should be about the 20 seconds. And at the 35 minute, the first goal by the young Brazilian Antony, who's been very silent. I definitely have seen him like very respectful of the opponent. I think he didn't want to take risk or make decisions. The few times I've seen him like getting the ball, he wouldn't like uh, do what he was used to do while playing in Ajax, which is like fixing the player and dribbling the player and going on a 1v1. But the few times he's got the occasion, he didn't do it. And then while he was like trying to do crosses for the other striker on the other side, or some time for Rush, try to reach out to Rashford So we've seen his balls like losing balls for no reason. But the only time he's got like a space, and that was easy for him. He just needed to finish it and then gave the lead to Man United. 6 minutes, if I'm not wrong, it's like after his goal, mistaken, it's like mistakes between the Man United defenders and not following their backs as Arsenal kept having the possession and pushing for the equalizer. They eventually get their goal. They eventually get their goal by Bukayo Saka on a return of the after the return on the second half, like at this exactly like an hour of the game, Bukayo Saka gets the equalizer for Arsenal, and from there it's like the game start intensifying. You could see uh, a little bit of like instability in the Manchester United side after Arsenal scored, and then they kept that momentum alive. It lasted, even if it lasted like 5 to 6 minutes before Man United scoring a second goal, and this time by Marcus Rashford. Very lethal goal that came from three passes, like build up, uh, going from Ericsson, first pass the goalkeeper to Ericsson, and Ericsson to Bruno Fernandes, and Fernandes with such a beautiful assist to Marcus Rashford and the back of the Arsenal defenders, and Marcus Rashford with a very clean finish. Gave for a second time the lead to Old Manchester United. That was 2-0. And then 9 minutes later on, it's like we got the third goal in the same situation, but this time it was still between Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, and Eriksen. But this time you had like Eriksen as the man that gave the assist, the build up. You had Bruno Fernandes to Eriksen, who put Eriksen in a very good position where he could have scored himself, but instead he genuinely decided to give that beautiful pass to Marcus Rashford that literally need a little bit of space to get ahead of the Arsenal defender, and a slight deflection that helped him like get the third goal. It was an interesting game with a very high possession for Arsenal, Mikel Arteta's side, but I think by the 15 or the last 20 minutes, you could see that Manchester United was getting over in terms of like chances. They were getting more chances and probably had like 20 to 21 shots and fives on target. So among which three was goals. So what we learned from this was like Arsenal has been very good. They were like on a 5 game and 5-0 in a row without it's like any worries. But this time I think today they've had like a big pieces. They have a big piece. It wasn't all about like possession. It comes to the same thing whether you playing like Guardiola side or stuff. Possession doesn't always give you victory. So in that point, it helps you like tire the opponent. But the main thing has to be done, which is scoring, which they like today. And their defenders, William Saliba has been average today. Gabriel has been a bit wrong in most of his decisions. I think on the first or the second goal. I think the second goal, which led to the second goal was a poor decision that he made on the tackle. That's what it is. And now Man United is on a 4-0 in a row, and after their two defeats to Brentford and Brighton, everything looks to be shining for them. And I think it's very good. This Premier League is going to be still interesting. And in the weeks ahead, we will see how Arsenal recover from this defeat and get back stronger, and hopefully uh, keep the lead in the Premier League. If you guys like another thing, I've watched the Brighton Leicester game. That was a fantastic game. I watched the first half. They were on a 2-2-0, in the second half, everything changes. So they went from 2-2 nil, 2-2 draw in the first half to 5-2 or 5-3, I think, in the second half with great McAllister, who's one, I think his first goal's been disallowed, which would have been probably one of the most beautiful Premier League goals so far. But on top of it, he scored a penalty and a magnificent free kick. So watch out for Brighton this season. They keep in the momentum of the previous season. The way they ended the season last year, I think they're like still on the same kind of state of mind, and it's putting them already like in probably one of their best rankings in Premier League for in his recent years. So watch out for Brighton because it can be like a team to surprise it during this season, probably by the end of the season. If you like, uh, give me some hearts in there. Drop your comments, and I'll see you very soon for our next video. Bye bye for now.